Hi, this is Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design, and this is a discussion about the G Center in the Human Design chart. The G Center is the big yellow diamond in the middle, and this is the center for the self. It's all about self-identity, self-love, and self-direction. And think of it as your internal GPS system. Basically, it's aligning you with who you are, and where you should be going in life. So if we look at the defined G Center, which is the big yellow diamond colored in, this is about 50% of the population. And people with the defined G Center have a strong sense of self. You usually have a solid sense of the direction you want to go in life, but sometimes you don't know how to get there. And while you may not know how to get there, where you're going isn't a question. So the good news is that following your type and strategy and using your human design decision-making authority will get you there. Because you have a strong inner sense of direction in life, and you kind of have to be who you are and follow your own inner compass. You are who you are, and that's not going to change, and you know it. If at any time you stray from your natural sense of self, you will know that you're not being true to your own nature, and you'll have a sense of inner frustration, as if you're swimming against the tide. And then when you follow your strategy and start going again with the tide, you'll feel much, much better. It's almost as if it's a huge relief. It's the kind of thing where the burden all of a sudden comes off your shoulders and you're flowing in the direction that you want to be flowing in. So there are two ways that the defined G Center can differ a little bit, and that's if the G Center is motorized, that is where it's connected to a motor, either the sacral, the will center, or the root, in an indirect way, then you'll have a strong personality. And then if your G Center is connected to the throat center, then it'll make you very vulnerable to criticism. And there are 3 lines that go up directly to the throat, and then there's one that goes on an angle off to the left and then up. So if the G Center is connected to the throat in some way, then you'll feel you will be vulnerable to criticism, and the criticism will feel very personal, and it'll hurt you deeply. And that can cause people to either shut down or withdraw, especially as children. And so, while there's no exact fix for this, one way that I've found in working with my clients to alleviate this a bit is to realize, well, first of all, if you can keep the people who are criticizing you out of your life as much as possible, that's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is to realize that when they do criticize you, try not to take it personally. Realize that, in fact, they're usually criticizing something about you or something you've done, not you personally. They're not criticizing your soul. They're not criticizing who you are as a person. What they're criticizing is something you've done or said or something that's happened, and so you don't need to take it personally. It's something that can be changed. It's usually not a personal affront that should be taken personally. And even if it is a personal affront, it's your choice to take it personally or not. People with the defined G and this configuration to the throat have probably been hurt many times before by this, and would be happy to let it go. And so these are ways that I suggest. So for the open G Center, which would be the big diamond in the middle colored in white, this is also about 50% of the population. And these people are quite different. They are people who have an open G Center, and there's nothing wrong with this, but they have no fixed identity. And don't think of it as a handicap in any way. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it at all, and half the population has it. But it just means that you're here to adapt to the people in the environment that you're a part of. You're not really here to know who you are as much as you are here to know who other people are. And so it makes you sort of like a chameleon, because you're adapting to those other people that you're around. You're changeable, and you'll change depending on whoever you're with. So, for example, in high school, if you were with the musicians, you would be involved in understanding them. If you were with the jocks and the sports teams, you would be understanding them. And the same thing with the chess club. So you could fit into any of those scenarios, and you could have friends, you could have great conversations. And most of the time, the people with the open G are not great at, or at least they don't prefer to have small talk. They prefer to kind of get right to the heart of the matter. They prefer to get, kind of down and dirty and find out exactly what you're about, hone in on your agenda, and figure out exactly what's going on with you so that they can help or listen or make a change or whatever it is they're up to. It's a very, it's the kind of thing that a lot of therapists and perhaps doctors or people who are listeners, consultants, perhaps teachers, a lot of them are people who can see your agenda at a soul level and have a really deep conversation with you in a way that makes you feel great. And so they play a really important role in the world. And so your identity will change depending on who's in your environment. And that's okay. Perhaps when you were younger, your parents didn't think that was okay, but it's absolutely fine. Now, because of this openness, the physical location that the people with the Open G Center is in is very important. And you've heard the real estate term, location, location, location. That's really a great motto for somebody with the Open G. Because if a location feels comfortable, if it's happy for you, if it's energetically a comfortable place, then that's a good thing. And these would be the most important places. So whether it's your office or your home or your school, wherever it is that you spend a lot of time, you want to make sure that those places feel good energetically for you. Now, for some of those places, it could be as easy as changing the seat that you sit in, or rearranging the furniture, or coming in a different door even. But for most people, if they're happy there and they're comfortable energetically, then that's a great place for them to be. If you're not comfortable, then you do want to either make those easy changes, or even some people will move to a new house or new city. Some people even move to a new country. And if the location feels right for you, then what happens is you'll be with the right people and the right opportunities will present themselves to you. Now, if you think back tonight, you'll probably realize that there were some schools or dormitories or homes or places where you worked that felt better than others did. And in the places where it feels better, most likely opportunities and people came to you in a much easier way. It was much more in the flow. Whereas with places that aren't so comfortable, it's going to feel a lot more like things are not happening in the flow, like things are stopped, like they're blocked, like the energy just isn't moving as easily as it does when you're in a place that's comfortable. And that comfortable place can be a coffee shop, it can be a library, it can be anywhere where you actually feel comfortable. It could be somebody else's house, if your house doesn't feel that comfortable. And if it's an office, then perhaps you could move around the office to a different place, or even move offices. So just remember location, 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 because if you're in the wrong place, then probably you'll meet the wrong people, the wrong opportunities will come to you, and therefore you won't have the right direction. So the secret to a happy and healthy G Center is being in the right location, so that you'll be in the right location, meet the right people, have the right opportunities, and therefore have the correct direction in your life. Now, most people with an Open G Center often wonder if they'll ever find true love. And rest assured that when you follow your type and strategy and make decisions from your human design authority, what'll happen is that not only will you find love, but what really happens is that love will find you. Most Open G Center people have the person that they're in a relationship with coming to them. And also sometimes with the Open G Center, children especially will question their lovability. Just know, of course, that you are lovable. There's nothing you have to do to prove it. And with the Open G, the more you can practice self-love, the better. So for the Open G Center in a healthy state, you'll allow yourself to be comfortable with not knowing your next direction in life. And that sounds passive, but it's really not. You'll realize that it's not up to you, and you'll move through your life as you're shown the next step. And you're great at seeing another person's true identity, and you're really comfortable with all types of people. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.